Huh? Okay, we did.
I think it's this.
I did A and E, right? Or A and F. No. Okay. Still talking. Okay. Aryan, you stand up. You still talking when I want to talk. Something is wrong. Ari, why are you still talking? Wait, why you sit down already? 65. Okay, I want to start talking. Okay, I see this happening in my Sec 3 class also. After the March holiday, I think everyone after the holiday, Hari Raya, now everyone got no focus when they are studying. Okay? If you see that in yourself, please go and adjust your mental state. It is no longer the holiday. You are no longer coming here to celebrate Hari Raya every day. Yes, weekend, our Muslim friends will be going to visit their friends, all this. I understand. But doesn't mean you come to school during lesson, you still happily talking to your friend. Wow, Hari Raya, so happy. I eat this, I eat that, I go where? Darius, then I talking, you also talking. You also Hari Raya mood. So that is what I want you to be aware of. Your WA2 is coming. Week 4.
Frick.
Yes, it's already week 2 now. Because you're happily 1 week holiday mood, don't never study. Then now it's already week 2. Why? I also don't know. You go and ask the principal. Principal said one. Okay. So can we start? What is the big picture here? Wait, since you're standing. What is the big picture here? What multiply by what first? 8 multiply the bracket. Good, It is a multiplication followed by a subtraction. Okay? When we are looking at this expression, we must be thinking this thing first. There is a multiplication. So I must do the multiplication before I do the subtraction. How do I multiply 8 with this bracket? I must multiply the front, I must multiply the back. Okay? If you think about this is 8, then this is x. Then this part is 3y. So if you want the entire area, you multiply this and you also take this 8, multiply this, and then you add them together. So I should have a 8x. I should have a 24y. Before I minus the 25y. I have 24y. Then I go backwards 25y. I will have a negative y. Okay, sit down. Okay? Okay, Amira. What is happening here? What is the big picture? Where is the multiplication? The bracket. What and bracket? Yes. So there is a 7x. Then you are adding 4 times bracket. Okay? So bracket and multiplication comes first. So I must do my multiplication. When I'm multiplying, 4 must multiply 6x. 4 must multiply negative 5y. So I will have 7x, no change. I cannot add 7x first. I must do the multiplication. So I'm adding 4 times of 6x, so 24x. I am adding 4 times of negative 5y. 4 times negative 5y is negative 20y. When I add a negative 20y, that's why it is a minus 20y. Okay? Or I can see this as plus minus become minus. Jarius. When I'm talking, you are talking. That is why you are failing your math. It is as simple as that. You want to continue to fail, you continue to talk. It's your choice. It is not you are stupid. It is not you cannot do math. It is because you choose to talk when I'm talking. Seven x plus 24x, all together 31x minus 20y. When you say life, a lot of time you have no choices. This is the thing you have a choice. You all keep choosing to fail. Okay, same here. I have a negative 2x. And then I am minusing 9 multiply this bracket. If I want to minus 9 times this bracket, I must minus 9 multiply the front. I must minus 9 multiply the back. So 9 multiply 3x. Positive 9 and 3x, I will have 27. So if I minus 27, that's why I have a result of negative 27x. Then I minus 9 times negative 7y. 9 times negative 7y is negative 63. But when I minus negative 63, it becomes plus. That's why minus and minus become plus. Because I multiply already, then I minus. Okay? So in this case, minus 2x, I cannot add or subtract first. I must keep my minus 2x first. Then I do my multiplication. Minus 9 times positive 3x. So straight away, I can write it down as minus 27x. Minus plus minus. But behind one, I must be careful. Minus 9 times of negative 7y. Minus minus become plus. 9 times 7, 63. Then like terms put together, x and x term. Minus 2 minus another 27, all together minus 29. Okay? Okay, part E. Again, if I look at the big story, big picture. Huh? Not done with D yet. Okay. Okay, part E. Answer. What is the big picture here? What is happening here? How should I read this expression? And you took your workbook already. So, what is happening here? Okay. When we see this expression, we must think of it as 12 multiplying this bracket. Then there is an addition. Then there is a multiplication. So same, in primary school you all learn multiplication comes before addition. Meaning, I have to do this multiplication, I have to do this multiplication, then I add them together. So when I do this multiplication, 12 need to multiply 2x to get my 24x. 12 need to multiply negative y. Then I will have minus 12y. After that, I am adding 2 times of this bracket. So 2 need to multiply 12x. 2 also need to multiply y before I add them. So I'm adding 2 times 12x is 24x. 2 times y is 2y. I have to do the multiplication separately first. So the multiplication of the first part will end up here. Multiplication of second part will end up here. Then I add them together. Okay? That is your multiplication and addition. 24x plus another 24x all together 48x. Minus 12y plus 2y. Minus 10y. Done? Okay, part F. Same, there is a multiplication, there is a multiplication, then we add them together. So, minus 3 times 9x minus 27x. Minus 3 times y minus 3y. The minus must give to 9x, the minus must give to the y. That's why it become minus. Addition plus 4 times of y plus 4 times of negative 10x. So plus minus, I'm adding a negative term, so it will end up as a minus. Then I put my x terms together, put my y terms together. Okay, done?
Wait, which one is that?
F. 2F. minus 12 plus 2. Minus is into the left. So minus 12, I go like that 12 steps. Plus 2. Plus 2, I come back 2 steps. So minus and plus, they are in opposite direction. So end up, I will be, start from 0, I will end up here. And where is here? Here is 2, here is 2 out of the 12. So here is 10. And it is to the negative. So it's minus 10. It's not minus 12 minus another 2, it will be minus 14. Okay? Okay, no difference one. There is a multiplication here. There is a multiplication here before I add them together. So I multiply 5a with 9x. Number and number I multiply together. Go. Number and number I multiply together. Then I still need to multiply a and multiply x. They cannot be simplified, so I just 45 times a times x. Then when I take 5a multiply 4y, number and number multiply, a and y multiply. Okay. Elijah. This term is ax. This term is also ax. So they are talking about the same thing. So I can add them together. 45 ax plus 15ax all together 60ax. Ay and ay are the same. So 20 plus 18 also can add together. Yes, same. Okay? Part H. Hey, why you all sit down already? Okay. Hey, why so noisy again? Hai Thân. Aaron. Hey, you all may think you speak very softly, but when all add together, it's very noisy. Okay? So what is happening here? There is a multiplication, there is a multiplication. Multiply, then minus. So I still must take my 2a multiply 3y. I must take my 2a multiply my negative 10x. Then I must minus 7a times x. I must also minus 7a times negative 8y. Then because I am minusing a negative number, it will become plus. Then like terms add together. Hansel, are you following? AY add together. 6 plus 56, 62. Minus 20AX minus another 7AX. So all together minus 27AX.
I did it. I win. I did it. I am the goat. Okay. You are fat.
Okay, Ken? Okay, then the two sit down. Yes. Okay, next page. Thaddeus, I can hear you very clearly. You may think you're talking very softly. Okay. We have this time a bracket multiply a bracket. So remember I show you, you can think of it as here is A and B. Together they are A plus B. Here is X and Y. Together they are X plus Y. So when I'm multiplying, I will have these four parts. I want the entire area. The entire area will be made up of A times X, A times Y, B times X, B times Y. Okay? So when I do my expansion, it is actually A times X, A times Y. I am adding this, and this. So A times X plus A times Y plus B times X plus B times Y. There will be four parts, and that is the final answer already. Okay? One more. Okay, I do H. Okay, look here, Hansel, Jarius. Again, the big picture is, I have a bracket, multiply a bracket. So I need to multiply 5H to X. Then I need to add 5H multiply 10Y. Then negative 10Y. Then I need to add negative KX times X. Then I need to add negative K times negative 10Y. So end up I will have 5H times X, 5HX. 5H times negative 10Y minus 50HY. Page 66. H. Then I need to add also minus K times X. But when I'm adding a negative number, that's why it becomes minus KX. Then the last one, I am adding negative times negative. So I am adding a positive already. Negative times negative become positive. K times 10Y, 10KY. Huh? It becomes positive. Okay? So again, I will be left with these four terms. Can I simplify? HX, HY, KX, KY don't have common one among them. So I'll just leave these four as these four terms. Cannot simplify already. Okay? Okay, try B, C, D, E, F, G. 6 questions. Let's take 20 minutes. Do until 1 o'clock. Huh? You need to CH. Ari, why you end up going drawing? I cannot hear you. Negative plus positive. Depend on your negative more or your positive more. Doesn't matter which one in front, which one behind. Negative 2 plus 10, you will end up positive because positive is bigger. If negative 10 plus 2, you will end up negative because negative more. Page 66. Why you never follow just now, Ari? You know how to do the 65, then after that you how lian already. You think you know everything. Wait, then why you not starting? A times x, ax, A times y, ay, b times x, bx, b times y, by. So you have these four components, A times x, A times y, b times x, b times y. We have to add all four together to get A plus b multiply x plus y. Hey, you're left with 15 minutes already. Still dancing. B, C, D, E, F, G. B, C, D, E, F, G. You all so fast, man. Finish already talking. How, Amira, can start or not? E. What is the difficulty here? Nazif, B, C, D, E, F, G. Then you tell me you did A. A I also do what? Try, Cheng Xuan. Why are you sitting there not doing already? Elijah. Yes, correct. Very good. What is the difficulty you face? The difficulty is you never even try.
Wait, Mr. Ong.
Hey Elijah! From my work here, you haven't complete anything leh.
Mr. Ong.
Go, go, go. No. Why got 2ABX here one?
Oh, this is 9.
9? How do you get 9? 2 times 7, why it become 9?
2 plus.
Why you plus? We are taking the front, multiplying the front one.
Then minus. What is 6? How to know if I have to minus?
Huh?
How to know if I have to put minus?
When you are multiplying, by right we are adding everything. But if I'm adding a negative number, that's why it becomes minus. So A times X is AX. There is no negative at all. A times Y, positive, positive. Again, there is no minus at all. So I will have AX plus AY. Then I need to add negative B times X. So when I add negative BX, it is a negative number. So it becomes minus. So I will have AX plus AY minus BX. Then minus B times positive Y, again is a negative number. So I have to minus BY also. Hey, I already see people finish, but some of you may need more time. Done. Very good. Very good. But obviously wrong.
You're wrong. Which one is wrong?
All wrong. From part A already wrong because you are not following, not listening. Happily dancing there.
No, I'm correct.
Jessica is wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong.
You are a balloon. Huh? If you know, you can do also. Ah.
Wait, what? Wait, no. What's 2 times 9?
57.
Actually? Oh, okay.
Okay, if you are done, you can look at I and J and see whether you can do or not. Yes, correct. Well done.
Easy for me and Martin. Me and Martin did together. We combine our brains.
Okay, correct. Okay, very good, huh? Hey, you all see Jarius? He also figured out how to do I and J himself. Very good. Ah. Yeah. Martin and Aaron also. Ah. But Arik, why you A, B, C all never do? Wei Kiat, are you done? Then why are you playing around with Arik?
I'm trying to do my work. And then
Yeah lah.
Because it's so evil. It's so fat. Okay, dude. That's better, bro.
How, Nazif, Hansel, are you able to do? F. Same one what? Do lah.
Wait, Jack. Say wallahi. What is that? Why? Say wallahi, bro.
Hey, Aryan, you so happy you finished already or not? Almost done means not done. Try. Think. Instead of doing talk to girls, you finish already. Wait, what are you doing?
Dumb idiot. This is not Dixie, right? No, this was also branded. Oh my god.
Later. Yes. Later. Jingyi, are you all finished? You all done? Huh? Last question.
I can go through water.
No.
Because this, I finished it, so. Which one's going to?
Yes. Correct.
Because we have the shots. They're not sure until 5.
Wrong. The sign is wrong.
This I did.
No.
Wrong one, copy.
Okay, quick. M plus N, so it is like I have this side. This is M, this is N. So add together you can find. Then here I got 3 things. So I have 3x, I have 8 y, and z. I will have this times this, I will have this times this times this. Yeah, same one. Just that this time I have 6 things added together. Arik, almost everyone finished already. Except the 2 of you.
I did it.
No?
Yes, I did.
How, Nazi, okay or not? Then Cheng Xuan, why yours is still empty? Huh? You don't know how to do us. Like he don't know how to do some of things, he will ask. Huh? Huh? I don't know how to do. You don't know how to do the entire thing.
Actually, quite simple actually.
You go and teach him from the very beginning. Instead of talking about what all this.
No, right? I'm going through a situation right now. You don't understand, right?
Yeah, I don't understand. Of course, I don't understand. Huh? No. Okay, quiet, let's go through. Arik, Wei Kiat,
We can't keep disturbing me. I never say anything.
Arian, I want to start. Okay. For those of you who haven't finished, you are too slow. So you know, the 2 of you are disturbing each other, helping each other to fail.
No, it's all him. It's all him. Nothing.
I want to start. Next one, still talk, go outside the class. Don't disturb me. Okay, I have a bracket, multiply a bracket. So, my first term must multiply the first term. My first term must multiply the second term. Then my second term in the first bracket must multiply the first term in the second bracket. Thaddeus, go outside. Then the second term must multiply by the second term. Bring your workbook at the locker there. So A multiply X. Once you know the big picture, you know which one must multiply which one, then it's down to your simpler multiplication. I know that this position must multiply this position. That is the most important thing right now. Then after that, then I ask myself, what is A times X? A times X is AX. Then I need to add this position multiply this position. A times negative Y. So what is A times negative Y? Negative AY. Because positive times negative. Then I must write down minus AY. Because this times this. Then after that, then I look individually. What is this times this? Then the next one is I need to take this position, multiply this position. I must know this big picture first. Then I look at the small thing. What is b times x? Positive, positive, so it must be a positive bx there. Then I need to add this times this. Then I go and look at it. What is this times this? B positive times negative y. Positive times negative will become negative. Negative by. Then I write down, I must have a minus by there. So if you go and look at your big picture already, then you look at the smaller thing. What are the smaller thing times smaller thing to give you the answer? Okay? So for C also same. Bracket, multiply bracket. So I need to take first position, multiply first position. Then I look smaller a bit. What is A times X? Positive, positive. So A times X, AX. Then I need to take this position, multiply this position. Then I look at the smaller thing. Positive A times positive Y. Positive AY. So I write down. Then I'm going to add this thing times this thing. Negative B times positive X. Multiply together. So it's a negative BX. That's why I put a negative BX there. Then lastly, I still need to add the last term, which is negative B times positive Y. Negative times positive, negative. B times Y, BY. I cannot simplify further. AX is different from AY, is different from BX, is different from BY. There are no like terms to combine. So end up I just have these four terms. Are you following or not? Then when I talking, you go back to drawing your don't know what again. You see what is wrong here or not? You are choosing all the actions that are going to make you fail. Jarius, why you start talking already? You can always choose to not answer. He asks is his choice. You answer is your choice. Okay, so again, bracket times bracket. The big picture is I will have first term multiply first term. Then I look smaller. What is A times X? AX. Then I need to add this one, multiply this one. I need to add them. Then I look smaller. What is positive A times negative Y? Positive, negative. So negative. Then I need to add this one times this one. Negative times positive. That's why I have negative BX. Then I need to add this one times this one. Then I look smaller. Negative B times negative Y. Negative, negative will become positive. Then B times Y. Okay? Always look at the big picture. Then after that, look smaller. What multiply what? What should the sign be? Be careful because minus and minus will become plus. Okay? Then same. We can only stop here. 4 terms. Cannot simplify already. E. Look bigger. Bracket times bracket. So, then after that, look smaller. First one times first one. What is 2h times 7x? 2 times 7 times h times x. 2 times 7 become 14. Okay? Then I also have front times this one. This is the big picture. Then I look at the smaller picture. What is 2h times y? 2 times h times y. So 2hy. Then I need to add this one times this one. Then look smaller. What is k times 7x? So I need to add 7kx. Then the last one. Martin. Wake up, Aaron. So, last one. This one must multiply this one. I must add this. So when I add this one, the smaller picture is k times y is ky. 4 terms. Okay? F. Big picture. Bracket times bracket. Bracket times bracket. First one times first one. 3 times 9.
Oh, see then. Okay.
3h times 9x. 3 times 9, 27. H times x, hx. This is the smaller picture. Then I need to add this one times this one. Okay? When I'm adding them, then I look 3h times negative 2y. At first I want to add, but 3h times negative 2y, positive negative will become negative. So, negative. Then 3h times 2y, 3 times 2 is 6. H times y, hy. Then I need to have this term also. Positive, positive, positive. 9 times 4, 36. Kx. Then lastly, this one need to multiply this one. Then I go smaller. Positive times negative. That's why here negative. 2 times 4, 8. 8 times k times y. No like terms already, so end here. Nazif, answer. Tiara. Okay, G. Big picture. I must have this times this, this times this, this times this, this times this. So if I go a bit faster, h times 4x, 4hx. H times 5y, 5hy. Negative 6k times 4, so become minus 24kx. Negative 6k times 5y. Negative times positive, that's why also negative 630 ky. Cannot simplify, answer. Okay? For I, this time round, the big picture is we still have a bracket multiplied by a bracket. But this time round, the first bracket got m, got n. The second bracket got 3 terms. Got 3x, got 8y, got z. So if we go back to multiplication, if I were to see it in a area kind of thing, I can see this one as m, n. So m plus n is this entire side. Okay? M, n. This time round, my length is made up of 3 components. Instead of 2, I have 3. So it's like I have a 3x, I have a 8y, I have a z. If I am multiplying this with this, so this time I will end up with 6 individual boxes. First one, if I want m plus n multiplied by 3x plus 8y plus z, I am actually finding the entire area. Okay? M plus n multiply 3x plus 8y plus z. I will have the entire area. So this entire area is made up of m multiply 3x to give me this first one. M multiply 8y to give me second one. M multiply z to give me third one. Then n multiply 3x to give me this fourth one. N multiply 8y to give me fifth one. N multiply z to give me the sixth one. Okay? So again, if we go back, m times 3x is actually m times 3x. First one times first one. Then I go to first one times second one. Then I go to first one times third one. Okay? So this is the big picture. Then smaller picture I must see m times 3x. So I have 3mx. M times 8y. So I have my 8my. M times z. So I have my mz. Go, go, go. So everything from the front must multiply everything from the back. Then I still have this one. N must multiply 3x. So I still have my 3nx. I still have my 8ny. I still have my nz. So this time I will end with 6 terms. There are no like terms, so I cannot combine already. Okay? Follow, Arik. Thaddeus, why I'm not seeing your face? Okay. Then when we come to this, also same, bracket times bracket. Then now you know the big picture already. You just have to be careful with the individual multiplications. You know the big picture? The big picture is always the same. Then the individual multiplication, every question will give you different numbers. Every question will give you different plus and minus. That one is where it is different. Then you must be careful. You must be careful. Okay? So the big picture is I need to multiply 2m with 4x. So I will end up with 8mx. I need to multiply 2m with negative 5y. Then be careful. Positive times negative, I will end up with negative. Then I will have 2 times 5, 10. Then I still have multiply m multiply y. Then I have my 2m multiply 6z. Positive times negative, end up negative. 2 times 6, 12. mz. Then I must take negative n multiply 4x. Negative m times 4x, I will have negative 4nx. Then I will have negative n times negative 5y. Again, be careful. Minus, minus become plus 5ny. Okay? Those of you who are done, double check this one. Then this one, again this one times this one, negative times negative. So also must go become positive. Okay? Those of you who are done earlier, double check. Double check. Here must be minus, here must be plus, here must be plus. Nazif, you correct. Wow, very good. Okay, go, go, go. Hey, wait, don't go first. Kelly. Okay. Now, I ask you one extra question. Huh? Thaddeus, whenever you gone, Kelly will tell me. Oh. Because Kelly is always looking at you, I think. No, no. Oh, sorry, no. Okay. I want to ask you one more, extra one. If I have
What did you just say?
find a space and do lah. Hey, where should your focus be? Huh? Try this one first. Yeah. Copy this and do lah. No. You finish already ah? No.
I'm done.
You see, Jaria's done already eh. Oh. Done. No. Okay. For those of you who are still thinking, you should have this idea already. Bracket times bracket. I have 3 components here. I have 3 components here.
Does 2 plus become a minus?
No. Plus is still plus.
Shut up, Jack.
So end up I will have AX plus AY plus AZ plus BX plus BY plus BZ and plus CX plus CY plus CZ. Okay? First term multiply first term, second, third, then second term, then third term. Then you will have everything. Okay? Those need to go toilet. Go and come back. Don't go and play with water. Don't go and play with toilet paper.